Waiting in the trees, coming in behind Mira. He's going to see them though, and very quickly dodge away. But let's see if Bobica can actually catch up. He's thrown out the high five and he's got boots of speed. Mira with a cookie to the low ground. Nicely played. Will slip away from Aster. Sneaky little move there.
Most importantly, he does not die. Looking at his starting items, 3 tangos and also planting down a center ward just in case if enemies decided to block the small camp or even put an observer ward on the high ground. But not much region in this lane on bottom. So Doom is bringing some extra because his starting items, a lot of stats. Magic wand plus 3 branches.
Yeah, against that bristleback, super important. Catch those magic wand charges after the quill sprays. I do have this Wyvern just sitting, throwing out Arctic Burns to chip away at them. Mira, with its cookie level 1, try and get some harassment back into them, looking for those range creep secures. Not the ideal situation to go cookie level 1 usually, is it? You want Scatter Blast in this kind of lane to blast people. Oh, Toronto Tokyo! Use the Fairy Fire. Ori very close to finding that first blood.
Ori, yesterday when he was playing Zeus, did the same thing, but he did manage to get the first blood this time around. You know that these two players, they want to push the limits.
They're both so very close to death. Like an Orb and a Waning Rift could kill Ori. He doesn't have any Fairy Fires, but he will have Courier coming out to deliver something. Bobica gonna drag creep waves even behind tier 2 top, making sure that the Rubik can't actually chase him back and secure any of that experience. So a nice little adaptation there. Usually we see that between the tier 1 and the tier 2. Arctic Burn incredibly annoying against these 2 strength heroes.
It's a lot of harassment early on because Wyvern does deal a ton of damage. Bristleback didn't invest too much mana for the first couple of levels. Usually we do see bristles. Oh, Wyvern might be in a bit of a trouble. They're not gonna die because there is no Infernal Blade and Scorched Earth. Still not enough damage to dive underneath the tower.
Yeah, with the Bristleback stacking up quill sprays as well. You don't want to go committing too heavily for anything like that. They are burning through a lot of this early regen, and TSpirit again, the ones with the magic wands and the sticks, so they have that constant free regen as Bobica tossing Miposhka under tower. A good bit of chip damage there. No clap though, no real play to be made onto the Rubik. So far so good for Yatoro. 11-3 for him. Look at this Zeus and Bristleback really coming out on top in the laning stage. Brewmaster, not so much. 5-1 being shut down completely. But that is due to Bobica dragging a couple of these waves though, right?
Yeah, he did take a creep wave for himself, and also Yatoro did manage to zone him out using Blade Fury level 1 just to deal some damage to Brewmaster. And Brewmaster not the strongest of the laners, one of the reasons why he's not picked as much, but we see another spin on Brewmaster.
Yeah, just doing as much damage as they can to him. Well, Bobica with his boots. Oh, he's looking to kill off this Courier. Nice bit of micro, though, from Miposhka. Might get it away. He's tried to juke, but not working out. But Tiny finds it in the end. Collapse coming back here. Level 2 Devour grabs himself an Alpha Wolf. A lot more physical damage now able to come in towards this bottom lane. But you're right, Brewmaster, not one of the best laners, but it's made up for by the fact that he is such an exceptional team fighter, that chaos creator, right?
Yeah, definitely. Brewmaster doesn't really provide you with much, especially with Tiny. Like, there is some kill threat, especially because there is Rubik position 5. So if he is out of position, Bobica maybe looking for a potential toss back, but no, Miposhka will get the Courier.
Revenge is sweet. Miposhka finding Bobica's one now. And Yatoro, nothing really to stop him here. The fact that he is a Juggernaut with spin and healing ward, and we've seen this combo with the Chens and the Dazzles. Now he doesn't necessarily need it. Just able to sustain himself in the lane. Never going to get kicked out. Never forced to jungle as a Monet. Oh, Mira with some nice little body blocks there. Getting some additional damage from the tower onto the Bristle.
It's damage, but then looking at the build from Winter Wyvern, he does have a point in Cold Embrace, so they're not going to be able to kill him. It's all about sustaining Bristleback until he gets to his Vanguard timing and the toss back underneath the tower.
Yeah, that's the kill on Miposhka.
Easy collapse from Brewmaster.
Very easy. And another great toss back from Bobica. This is why that position 4 Tiny is so feared and so contested throughout this tournament. He's still the highest picked hero through Arlington Major.
Zeus is about to be 6 on a mid lane. You gotta be careful. You know that Team Aster will be playing aggressive on the side lanes. I don't think they're gonna be able to kill the Juggernaut because of the spin and just not enough damage. But looking at the bottom lane, Monet needs to use the courier and finish off that Vanguard, and here they go.
Yeah, I mean, Monet, he's tried to play aggressively, has the Cold Embrace behind him, but Collapse and Mirror, they offer so much damage that even this Bristleback can't tank through it. With the Thunder God's Wrath, though, they get even more in towards Collapse, chasing him back with Splinter Blast, pop the raindrops, but they still find the kill. Monet survives through it with his stick, the Cold Embrace, the Ring of Health, all of this sustained.
And Dora, this time around, he's not getting last hits. It was more about just providing damage and saying to the rest of the team, it's time to go. We want to get this stuff done. So getting 1 kill from that. Oh, Miposhka is in a lot of trouble.
Oh dear. Trying to guard that rune, wasn't he? Loses his life for it, so has to pick up another one. 3-0 start for them.
Oh, Monet's courier gets killed, so that's his full Vanguard. I still don't think they have enough damage to take down Bristleback in this lane, because Doom is level 4. This pack leader Aura definitely helps out with some physical damage. But then again, Siamese Cat did put the point in Cold Embrace early on, which, like when they use the combo from TSpirit, they just don't have enough if Bristleback is full HP.
Yeah, they're able to wait it out and keep on going. So Vanguard now delayed for a couple of minutes. A little bit sad for the Bristleback. But Rubik's Death up top allowed the puck to get a regen rune, as Monet is getting gone on, but has the back of a Bobica. Taking down Mira, Collapse now trapped in the trees, and Monet seems perfectly fine. Does get coiled. What's he got? The Cold Embrace. Any stick charges? No, he's dead. Toronto, Tokyo's rotation with this puck gets the kill on the Bristleback, and that's the additional little bit they needed.
Yeah, Monet needed that Vanguard to survive. They're having some block damage and also have an extra bit of a HP. He's going to be able to run away.
Yatoro back to the creeps, unfortunately, or well played by XXS as he did maneuver himself back into the creep wave to allow for that to happen. But this has so far been a free farm Juggernaut as they doom Tiny down bot. Oh, Bobica, he's pinged out. They know where he is now. There's no juking away from these boys. Find the Tiny, Toronto Tokyo stuck around, making sure they just get that additional little bit of kill threat and gold going their way.
Monet's pretty happy about it, that he is not the one tanking the first Doom, potentially dying as well, so Bobica will take one for the team, and also on the top lane, because Juggernaut did use ulti. It means now a minute and a half for XXS to do as much as he wants, potentially even threaten a kill on other hero than the Juggernaut. If someone's on the top lane with the Primal Split plus Bobica, they can get the kill.
But it seems like this is where TSpirit start to pick up the tempo. Eight minutes in, they're already smoking. Puck has made a couple of rotations, and now they're on the Zeus. Snap the coil, the cookie in, Mira. He's helping to set up for this. Miposhka trying to arrive as well, but the avalanche and that heavenly jump, tossed back too, will send the Zeus to safety.
They sent him to Stratosphere. What the hell was that? Tossed during heavenly jump.
And they cancel the TP. They've caught out Mira. Thunder God's Wrath will take him down.
And also Zeus having Illusion Rune in his bottle, allowing him to dispel silence from puck. Even though it's only level 1 silence, it still lasts for 2 seconds, and then allowing him to get the heavenly jump.
Toronto Tokyo treads bottle 1 before the Witchblade, so he's deciding, more of an early game build here, tank up, get those stats. And we've seen, I feel like, more of a shift as well from group stage where the Witchblade Rush was very popular to now people thinking, no, we need to play faster with smaller items, build up with these treads and wands.
It depends on the matchup, because whenever you play, I think the most played matchup on the mid lane must have been Puck against the Void Spirit.
Yeah.
And this is where you want to have power treads for Void Spirit, and then Puck also adjust his item build.
And then people get comfortable with it. He's heading into that Witchblade now, though. As Team Aster, described as a relatively conservative team when it comes to the drafting and maybe the playstyle as well a little bit, are starting to make some aggressive moves here. Returning with favor with a smoke down to bottom. Mira scouted out. Unless this Snapfire is super dead. Tries to cookie in. They want to maybe get Collapse as well. That's the big ticket kill. Collapse dived under tier 1. And Mira blown up too. Very quick move from Aster, just swinging it down to this bottom lane.
TSpirit, they don't have any vision on this right side of the map. If you split it in half, they do have 2 observer wards on the top. And good move from Aster, bringing in numbers. And like, this is not the most important tower in the game, but it does also allow you, if you manage to take it, to have another entrance to the enemy triangle. You're gonna feel much more safer because other heroes won't be able to sit at the tower and defend it, collect the XP. So still a very good tower to take.
Yeah, because usually you'd want to be ganking and roaming into the enemy safe lane, right? To kill the position 1, the big target you want to bring down. But in this game, he's a Juggernaut, so kind of difficult for you to do that. Primarily because all of your early game damage is magical through the Zeus and the Tiny.
Radiant structure.
Toronto going to be the one to defend this bottom tower for a little bit, dragging waves back, while Rubik looks like he's going to get the full access to the mid lane for a little bit of golden experience. And yeah, look at Mira there. He must be, what, 2 or 3 experience away from level 6, super close to it. When the catapult dies, he'll have it. And then kill threat.
This is the big combo. Coil into Snapfire ulti. This is something that they can always play off throughout this whole game. Pre-BKB, it's always going to be a kill threat on someone. I'm a little surprised that XXS is having that free of a game on Brewmaster. This is one scary hero once you get to your item timings. And he's sitting at the 2 assists, 0 deaths, rushing that Aghanim Scepter.
Yeah, it's like his net worth isn't amazing, but it's better than a Brewmaster should be at this point of the game. Building up all those little kind of incremental item build-ups. Tranquil, Soul Ring, getting into the Aghanim Scepter for that team fight chaos. Miposhka's managed to get himself level 6 and Arcane Boots, while we do finally get this smoke. The Puck and Snapfire looking for the setup into Kisses. They don't want to just kill the Tiny though. They would love to see Ori Zeus.
It's a lot of commitment for position 4 Tiny, and Boboka knows it. Look at his positioning.
Yes. He's perfectly just posturing on top of that little ramp. And Mira, smoke is already broken, so regen rune just going to be guarded up by the snap.
Another rune for him. Rune to Tokyo, this time around controlling every single active rune.
Yeah, a number of them have been regens, which is accelerating his farm decently, but he's still down at the bottom of the net worth of TSpirit because he has been so active, roaming around, hasn't had that time to farm. I'll bring Wyvern up top now. It looks like Aster want to make a concerted effort to bring down this tier 1. They've kicked the Juggernaut out of lane because he's had this read. He felt something was coming. And Radiant are even scanning under the tower to see if anybody is here to defend, and the answer is just no.
This is going to take a while. Aster does not have a hero that kills the tower. Tiny doesn't have a point in 3 grab, something that we see from position 4 Tinys if it's a good lane for it. And now Monet comes. He's the, let's call him, big tower hitter here.
Yeah, he needs to get some stacks up for that bonus damage. There's a 108 bonus, 133. Just keep building that physical damage. Crumbles the tower down to dust. Wyvern, one of the better heroes to send down into this dead lane to defend tower. You've got wave clear, you've got the ability to fly over trees, so you're difficult to really catch and kick out of the lane. So a challenge here for Collapse and the rest of Spirit to find this Wyvern.
Spirit try to find him with Tumbler's Toy and Cookie, but Siamese Cat still full HP, does have that Winter's Curse and also defending the tower very efficiently.
Yeah, they've brought everybody but the Puck down here, giving Toronto Tokyo a little more time to farm. And Winter Wyvern, it looks like he's got enough of a gap to escape, even going to curse up the Juggernaut. He felt that Cookie was coming. A little bit of damage there from Collapse onto him, but that's now Curse on cooldown. No big team fight ability for quite some time.
He's definitely fine with that, because other 4 members of Spirit, they're still not committing to tower. Finally, Yatoro is going to go there, and Siamese Cat, he's going to be okay here. Does have flying movement, puts down an observer ward.
It's so difficult to like uproot this Winter Wyvern and kick her out of lane. They will get some damage on the tower and finally bring it down, but in the meanwhile, there's been pressure onto Toronto Tokyo's Park, a little bit of pressure towards the mid lane as well, and that's when TSpirit will have to now rally around and look to mount a defense.
We haven't seen
Aster.
Snapfire ulti, and also we have not seen Brewmaster using ulti. This might be the first time. It's success. Smoke, he's ready to go.
They want the Juggernaut. Avalanche toss down to half HP. Yatoro gets off the spin. The one, the TP home. Oh, the crit! XXS just about gets it.
Oh, unbelievable. You know, sometimes you need to be blessed by Gaben. Gets that crit. I mean, he did use this Earth Brawler, so... No, it's actually the Fire Brawler. My bad. Still adjusting to new Brewmaster.
Yeah, he toggled it, but still going to rely on that RNG as they do find Mira Snapfire. 5 members of Aster all gathering up in this mid lane. And they want to turn these 2 pickoffs into something larger. Mid-tier 1, that's the objective they want to claim. We've got some really strong tower defense and team fight ability from TSpirit, but the 2 heroes down, and without the Snapfire, like you mentioned, they're getting run at. Aster, they sense weakness. They want Miposhka. There's the Doom into the Zeus, though. The Avalanche landing towards Collapse to deny. Monet removes the opportunity from Spirit and kills off another 2.
Bristleback just picked up Aghanim Scepter. It was getting delivered as the fight was being Gary. I feel like they just don't have enough to punch back what Team Aster has at the moment. XXS still chasing Mira.
Yeah, we still haven't seen any Mortimer's kisses. No lava launched. It's just stones being thrown at them by Bobica.
Double damage spawn bottom as well.
And this itemization is so fast as well. Tiny has Blink. You mentioned the Bristle Aghanim Scepter. Everybody is ready on Aster to continue fighting. They are investing in aggression, and Miposhka found again. Monet just comes in and slaps him down. And there's a DD rune bottom. This tier 1 tower before, but the curse
is available.
The toss. Have they got the chain disabled to kill off the puck? They do.
Well, Bristleback hits for 500 damage with that double damage. It seems like they want to ignore tier 1 tower, go inside a pit. They know the Doom is down, and there is no coil. It's going to be available pretty soon, but TSpirit, they will need to drag this game, try to split push with the Juggernaut, potentially puck, because they can't match what Team Aster has at the moment. It's very difficult.
It is 14-2, but the net worth lead is only around 1,000. And I think that's why this move by Aster to go into the Roche pit is so incredibly smart, because this Aegis is going to give them free tier 1s, free tier 2s, with the ability just to run at TSpirit continually for the next 5 minutes.
Dire's middle tower.
Monet comes back in for the tower. Top lane is being pushed by Dire creeps, but TSpirit, they want to fight. Like they were saying, don't give an inch of this map without fighting and brawling for it.
Someone will need to address the top lane for Aster, because there's a lot of creeps and also bottom lanes being pushed in.
Radiant's top tower
That's right.
is under attack.
Full Mjolnir. Gonna go back into the Aghanim Shard next. It looks like he wants to buy a Bassi. We'll see if he decides to complete it. Might not need it as we get later into this game. Bobica just gonna hold on that mid wave while Monet cuts across. They've got a good idea where TSpirit are. Capped down in that bottom corner of the map. And Aster can just keep smoking into them. Collapse is pretty forward here. Are they going to break the smoke on him? Or he's dragged the creep camp across so he doesn't get scouted. They're moving in towards
Might find Courier. Never mind. He does not want to get scouted.
And TSpirit, it looks like they've dragged Aster down here as they now move up towards top. But look at the Radiant Vision. 2 observer wards up in that top jungle and the top lane see everything as TSpirit reposition themselves on the map.
You can feel TSpirit being very scared right now. They do not want to fight into this. Bristleback with Aegis that does have Aghanim Scepter.
It's your favorite.
It's Philosopher's Stone, drop for Rubik. So he will get an extra farm. They could also give this to Mira, because Mira, what I see, wants to get his Blink, wants to get the Shard. It's going to be a lot of gold. We still haven't seen Mortimer's kisses, right?
We haven't. I don't believe so. I mean, we're getting old. Might be needing new prescriptions for our
Yeah, maybe I was watching a different part of the match when it happened, but definitely didn't feel the impact of it.
Yeah, 20 minutes in, that was one of the big combos that Panel and we were talking about, is this coil with the kisses, able to kill off pretty much anyone early on. Not utilized yet by TSpirit. As Monet, with just under 3 minutes left on Aegis, brings down that tier 2. Outpost ready to grab. Well, Toronto Tokyo will look to kill off the tower here, but Aster, they're defending every objective. The illusions, they're denied.
Radiant's top tower has been denied.
Very difficult to deny with 600 damage on Bristleback. That tier 1 tower causing a lot of issues for Monet.
Yeah, a little bit challenging. TSpirit hitting a timing of their own now. And it is still very close in terms of net worth, right? Both teams spending all of their money investing into these items to be able to fight. So even though there's a 12-kill deficit, they are still able to come in here with a coil and a kisses, catching Tiny, snapping the coil, but look at Toronto Tokyo, very low, has to jaunt away, and Boboka still alive.
Those kisses did not connect, or either misses, or Boboka did miss. Boboka's a madman.
Just jumps in with a toss back. Mira, he can come in and kill the Tiny. Doom's onto the Brewmaster, no split for you. And TSpirit, they're cursed up on the jug, but they get the kill on XXS.
And they also found Zeus. So 3 big kills for TSpirit. They do manage to fight when there's no Bristleback around, getting initiation on Brewmaster. Collapse, understanding where the real threat is coming from.
Monet's the one hero that they hands up. Okay, you can't be killed. We'll let you get away with this. But TSpirit, 4 kills in a row, not losing a single hero.
That's why I was surprised when Boboka decided to jump in, and also stolen Winter's Curse this time around for Rubik. So that's going to be a pretty big one. If he manages to use that to anyone who's sitting close to Bristleback, it's an insta-kill.
Yeah, they will get shredded.
Unless there's Wyvern, of course, with the Cold Embrace.
Yeah, and 20 minutes in, just one team fight has now kind of rattled that very close net worth disparity. It was bouncing back 1k this way, 1k that way. Now a 4,000 lead for TSpirit. What kind of items is this going to give them?
I see Blink just picked up on Snapfire. Is going for Kaya and Sanj to have a bit more status resistance, so those curses are not going to be lasting as long, and also having a bit more spell damage on his abilities, plus a Witchblade. And so far, TSpirit, they did a very good job dodging this Bristleback.
They have indeed. Aegis close to expiry as well. They'll have that timer. Collapse. He's poking at him, but Boboka was ready. A little avalanche. Throw a tree at him. Mira cooking in.
5 seconds. They do not want to kill him.
Oh, it's going to be close here. They get the Winter's Curse on in the coil as well. He's being healed up. The Aegis healed. They do jump in onto him. The curse, is that enough to save him? No, it's not. Yatoro with collapse. Slaying the beast. Bristleback down, and Aster, they're starting to fall apart.
They really are.
Have been monumental victories for Spirit.
TSpirit, they are keeping an eye on that Aegis timer, because this was pretty much perfect execution. Bristleback did manage to get like 500 HP maybe from it, but Coil keeping him in place, allowing the rest of the team to connect and also manage to get a kill.
And XXS, you know, he got this Aghanim Scepter, he rushed it, and he's not really been able to use these multiple charges of Primal Splits, because TSpirit have been so good at finding him, dooming him, and isolating him from these team fights.
He picked up a Blink Dagger, something that usually we don't see, but if he wants to keep the distance, use Blink, maybe jump inside of a trees or something, and then use Primal Split. I don't know how much value they're gonna get from this. It really depends. If Puck manages to find Brewmaster, maybe silence him, and then the follow-up from Doom, because Collapse is playing against Zeus, and he's a top-tier offlaner. You know that he understands which target he needs to go for. So if there's gonna be a fight, I assume he's gonna pop a BKB just to be able to get the blink off. Because something that Seb mentioned, these teams did get better throughout the tournament at using Zeus ulti. Whenever they feel there's gonna be a fight, they instantly pop it, giving vision to Wyvern, giving vision to, like, for a good curse and potentially a toss back from Tiny.
Absolutely. Nice. That's big smoke here from Spirit. They want another fight, but they've got the split out from Aster this time. No Doom from Collapse. Cycloning the Juggernaut. But where's the rest of Aster? Are they going to come in and battle along with this Brew split? The Monet Bristleback will arrive. They curse Collapse for a second there, but Puck has coiled up the Tiny and jumped away from it. So both teams spending a couple of spells, then disengaging.
Coil plus a BKB for TSpirit. Next Roche, maybe potentially up in another 50, and Master, they want to use this. Another Brew Split is available.
And they just got Ags on the Zeus as well. Even more damage and zone control, but that's an illusion.
Or he does not want to be close to a fight. He wants to keep the distance, use this Aghanim Scepter. Maybe when he sees that Doom is down, when there's no BKB, he will join a fight.
Potentially 20 seconds for Roshan as well, so this fight could be incredibly vital for both sides. If it's a fast spawn and you win a battle now, you go into the pit. Second Rosh, key to success in a lot of these games. TSpirit's comfort levels must have risen tremendously the past couple of minutes. Now 7k ahead, even though they're behind a few kills. Aster have been halted in their tracks for the most part. And you mentioned it right after the laning stage, you just said, right, Spirit have to delay the game, drag this one out for as long as possible until they're ready. And we're starting to see BKB coming up for the puck just to try and withstand some of this magical damage.
Yeah, not your usual item. I like the build that he's going for, because if Brewmaster gets the Yules on you, most of the time it's going to be Juggernaut, but then again, you're not afraid of Tiny, you're not afraid of Zeus, and you can do whatever you want in these fights, because there's only one BKB piercing ability, and that's Winter's Curse.
One of the big threats, though, is this Brew split onto your buildings. You do have to keep your waves pushed out, not allow Aster to really break up the ramp into your base. The demolish on that Earth Panda, incredibly strong. And Roshan has respawned, a pretty quick one. Aegis and Shard await the team that slays the big boy in the pit.
You can see Aster's itemization as well. They know where the damage is going to come from. A lot of magical. Baboka finishing off Hood on his position. Tiny was thinking about getting a full pipe, but seems like that's what Siamese Cat going to go for.
Well, they scout with Zeus ulti. Collapse still frontlining here. Yatoro invisible with that rune. And Baboka under vision, he blinks in, avalanches, but he's met 3-4 TSpirit heroes. Tiny surrounded. Now do Aster want to save him with a cold embrace? It looks like they do, they will, oh no they won't. The kisses and the jump from the coil, find the kill on Tiny, but that's it.
Mortimer's Kisses maybe not needed there, but they wanted to make sure that Baboka dies. Respecting that Hood that we just mentioned. And also something that we didn't mention is this Fuel Mjolnir on Juggernaut, which does proc from all these damages from Brewmaster, Fire Panda, and also Bristleback. Like all those things, Zeus does manage to get multiple spells off in a fight. So you know that this Mjolnir is going to deal a ton of damage. Also Scotty done, so not as much healing. Also the slow against the Bristleback going to be pretty big. They found him.
They do get the coil in onto Wyvern, but the defense there, the Doom after the lift. They've got the stomp onto the Brew too. Team fight ability for Aster now limited, but the Winter's Curse will try and hold it back while Yatoro spins and slices down onto the Brewmaster. Oh, here we go with the Omni Slash. Monet nearly dead.
Too much damage.
Yatoro will chase with Collapse. Blink Stomp, and there we have it.
And everyone is gonna be alive with this healing ward back to full HP. Collapse. He was looking for that opening, and yeah, this Brewmaster blink pickup not really paying off. He needs to keep the distance or just use the primal split after Doom shows himself. Very, very difficult. Collapse knows that if he takes out the Brewmaster, the rest of the team is gonna be able to deal with the rest. And also Doom picking up early shard, percentage-based damage against the Bristleback plus the Scotty.
Oh yeah,
it's like they had their timing on Aster, and as this game progresses, things are going to get much harder for them.
And they will claim Aegis in real time. I started Roche and then realized Toronto Tokyo had the catch.
He's sitting right underneath the ward. Brewmaster on top of the Observer ward from Spirit.
Yeah, great point. Gets lifted, gets doomed, and it has been perfect execution from TSpirit so far. 4 team fights in a row where they get that key target, they make the right jump. And Miposhka here, again, just aggressively maneuvering in with Collapse and Yatoro, not fearing a single thing.
And Aster, this is some kind of a desperation smoke. They want to surprise TSpirit, see what they can do.
They need to break this rhythm. They can't allow these team fights to keep slipping away from them. So with the Thunder God's Wrath, they get the vision, but the save from Miposhka gets Collapse back. The Avalanche toss and the Nimbus on Mira will get them a kill. They want more. XXS pops his ultimate. Toronto Tokyo gonna blink away. Oh, he's out of there. He's safe. Or is he? Oh, he's still being hunted a little bit here. They've got a Cyclone to set up on him. There's no one following through, though. This is just a Cyclone to piss off the puck a little bit.
Yeah, and he does have a BKB anyway, so should be okay. This is not position 5 Rubik anymore. This is your position 4, maybe even 3.5 at this point. He's getting all the farm priority. Picked up the shard, was holding the big boy Philly for quite some time, and now has Ether Lance and Psychic Headband.
And a stolen
Plus a stolen curse.
And Boschke having an exceptional game. Not a hero we conventionally see in the position 5. But definitely one of the players that can bring it out and make it work, especially in these long, drawn-out games where you can get Philosopher's Stone and quite a lot of farm defending lanes. What does Aster do to break out of this rut? Because they must have felt so good about the first 15 minutes, and now the train's left the station. Do you have teamfight capability with this Brew split and the Winter's Curse? Enough to deal with this Juggernaut and Doom, who are becoming really overfarmed?
These Brewlings are going to dive to Juggernaut, so that's always going to be something that they need to be careful about. And also Puck is getting out of control. Toronto, Tokyo with this BKB sitting at the top 4 net worth, and then look at him jumping in.
They get the split off this time though. Teamfight starts, they do split out. Tiny getting kissed down by the lava gloves of Mira, Snapfire. Mortimer slays the Tiny, while XXS, his split not really accomplishing too much, and they're waiting for him to respawn. Commander split, and they'll get him with a Doom. Winter's Curse, there's 2 of them in the middle of the fight. Yatoro is hitting into collapse, but the Doom Brew is on the run. Monet with his BKB trying to fight back, but they focus down XXS. They get the kill on him, and collapse looking for the Tiny, picking off the simpler targets while they Omni-Slash back into the creep wave to save Yatoro.
Yatoro still holding that Aegis buyback from Baboka, and TSpirit will reset. Every single time Collapse wants to kill Brewmaster, so that's going to be a pretty big one.
On my screen, Baboka bought back before he died.
Back right there.
Somehow returning to the battlefield before actually falling. But another great fight for TSpirit, right? They are just building and building, and there is nothing here that Aster can do to really shake them. It has been so calm from TSpirit to find the initiations, and it's just perfection every single time. Toronto, Tokyo, he pokes, he prods, he's breaking vision, giving a bit of intel here for his team, and it's just patient play from Spirit.
It's very difficult to bring down Yatoro. They did manage to kill him once, and now big item as well. Silver Edge completed on him. So break mechanic against the Bristleback, and also having a guaranteed crit. Very, very difficult Bristleback game from this point.
Well, he's not very Bristle big anymore.
No, definitely not.
Bristle's small right now, feeling very sad. 11,000 net worth on the Brew, 14k on the Zeus. Like Bristle, yeah, 17k's in that pack of 3 dire heroes. Does have the blast rig now as he works towards an assault cuirass. 30 seconds remaining on Aegis. Means Spirit looking for a fight now, but probably going to disengage once it gets, yeah, down to 20 or so.
So 2 big things against the Winter's Curse, having E-Blade completed on Puck. And also I see Rubik holding on to Cold Embrace, so that's a good way to counter it, because Rubik can't keep the distance. It's a full screen. If we hover over Cold Embrace with his Psychic Headband, his Arcane Supremacy and Ether Lance, he can keep the distance and easily cast it on a cursed target.
Yeah, just center the camera on your hero, you can cast it anywhere that you see. Aster trying to de-ward, get themselves planted on a position on this map. So far it has been a challenge for them. Still a long wait though, 2 minutes 45 for the next potential rogue spawn. Plenty of times for these huge items for Spirit to come in. Of course, Doom is up there with his GPM. Yatoro has had an exceptional game. What a great Juggernaut pick in the last spot from TSpirit as we look towards, you know, Lincoln's Refresher Orbs.
He just hit level 25 on Juggernaut. The Imbalance Talent, plus 400, almost 500 HP. Also, very fun talent to take.
See, at this point, I don't know if you're being serious or not. Are you sarcastic about this?
I am.
You really love
it's
the
just a straight up HP. That's 25 compared to some other. You remember? Oh
my goodness!
It went from 69, 31, nice, to 12%. So very low win percentage for Team Aster.
Yeah.
You remember Queen of Paint AoE Fear talent compared to raw HP talent?
I enjoyed it though. It was a good talent. Definitely imbalanced. And
It was fun while it lasted, definitely.
This may be their last fight as Aster, honestly. Flyback status-wise, the Zeus and the Brew have it as they break vision. They see the puck, but Toronto Tokyo on the high ground, untouchable. Gets back down, now the lift in on Tiny. Dragging Bobica back into the kisses and Yatoro spinning. He's destroying this bristle back, they need the curse to reset. A defense spot coming around again. Catching out the Wyvern with a puck, and this BKB up means that he will drop. Toronto Tokyo dominating as collapsed. Attempted a cookie forward there with Mira, but Aster have fully retreated.
Holding the high ground. Aster immediately popped Zeus ulti. They wanted to get some kind of initiation after the smoke breaks on Monet, but Puck very good with reflexes, jumps on the high ground. And this Rubik, we said he's not a position 5 anymore. He's causing way too many issues for Aster.
He's same net worth as the Brewmaster at this point. Incredible stuff from Miposhka. Oh, who's that? It's Toronto Tokyo. But Boca a little out in the open here with Ori, and they've got the Omni Slash to open up on the Zeus. The heavily jump will not save you. The spin from Yatoro now, and TSpirit.
Mira with the cookie secures that kill. Roshan potentially respawning in 20 seconds. Problem is, if they poke and try to get something done and they don't kill the healing ward, that's a big issue, because every single member of Spirit will be full HP. What are you laughing about, Gary?
Well, the crowd are just ay, you know? Casual. Aster still with some decent high ground defense. No, TSpirit will have to be a little more delicate with their approach to this Radiant base, even with an almost 30,000 net worth lead. Keep these waves pushed down, make sure there is no easy maneuver out of this Radiant base. Or Aster at 1 minute 45 until Roshan. So give them the time to clear out all these waves, maybe get to their next tier of items. Grab an arcane rune on the puck. And has spawned up top. There we see Toronto Tokyo TPing. Just being reminded by Mira, arcane rune still here. Oh, careful, Aster. You're under dire vision. Or TSpirit, they see Monet.
He does have a curse on the Miposhka if he wants to use it.
He gets it off. The Doom and BKB traded.
Doom does have another one if necessary. Refresher Orb is available. Collapse way too farmed. This is why Doom is scary in some of these late games.
Initiation though, Yatoro. Oh, that curse to save them again. Toronto Tokyo can get a 2-man coil, the kisses and the magic nuke damage. Collapse has whiffed his initiation a little bit, but they burn down the Tiny. And Monet with no BKB here, he turns on the puck, gets that stun in, as Jug is cycloned in the backlines, but Aster on the run once more. They cannot continue fighting. TSpirit have way too much to contend with.
Miposhka, what a beautiful performance on this position 5 Rubik so far. It's coming to your pubs and you know it.
I hope not. I only trust 2 men with this position 5 Rubik.
Insania and Miposhka.
Yep. Amira, again playing under this aggressive vision. Waiting for Aster to make a misstep. And this is prime position for TSpirit to be in. Roshan respawning soon. Waves pushing in towards Radiant base. They've got dire vision in that top Radiant triangle.
Let's see what the big man's got. It's gonna be a refresher this time around.
Do we give that to Doom? Get him multi-dooms?
I wouldn't mind seeing it in Juggernaut. Double Omni Slash, double Abyssal Blade seems very good.
Yeah, he does output a lot of damage. Monet, he's face tanking this Roshan. He's in the pit. Yatoro gets a spin off before the Nimbus. TSpirit is going to kill that off while they jump in with Toronto Tokyo and Mira aiming the Tiny. They look for Bobica, but now they reset, falling back with another stolen curse. How does Miposhka have this spell every single time?
And he just lost it.
He did.
It was the last second of using it. Unbelievable.
What?
They cannot contest this. This Roshan belongs to TSpirit. 2 salty available in 3 seconds. I don't know if they want to go and try to for some kind of a steal attempt, maybe on Siamese Cat, because he does have a Blink Dagger.
It feels like if you give them this Roshan, you are forfeiting the game. Aster have to do something. Force a fight around the pin, but Monet broken. Omni Slash, down you go. And this has got to be game over soon. A Winter Wyvern joining the Bristol in the grave. Chasing forward from the Tokyo, nearly has him.
Oh,
Zeus
does not have any stuns available. And yeah, taking that refresher on Juggernaut, having the Aegis. So far, they only managed to kill him once throughout the whole game. Very difficult task. This doesn't feel like Bristleback. Once he gets broken, he feels like a normal hero.
Yeah, he's not tanky whatsoever.
Also, Doom did manage to find Timeless Relic. So this Infernal Blade is 3.6 seconds stun duration. This is like a Centaur stun.
Oh, some clever stuff, but they killed the Zeus. He does have buyback, but this is all thanks to Miposhka. He dies, a gem is dropped on the floor in the trees, while the rest of the team focusing the tier 3 tower.
He's fine with that trade, forcing buyback from Ori, and now onto the high ground they go.
Yeah, he got deep vision down, forced them to try and de-ward. They wasted Nimbus, and they got that kill. Forced the buyback as the buildings fall quickly to Yatoro. Melee racks down. Bobaka. He was thinking about it, but TSpirit take that first lane.
40,000 net worth lead, 40 minutes into the game, keeping it.
Yeah,
once you hit that 1k gold per minute, you know the game is looking really rough. We're in GG territory. Team Aster, they have one more fight, and that's about it.
We're in like 0.05% chance of coming back territory, maybe even lower. Tome grabbed by Tiny now. What's getting towards level 16,
nothing. He's level 16, very close. 100% win rate, hands off keyboard. If they disconnect right now, they will win automatically apparently.
Yeah, when the bots take over. Just a move down lane. Aster not giving up just yet though. They want another fight. We still are yet to see a proper brawl from this Brewmaster. He's got Refresher Orb. He's got multiple charges of these splits. We'll see if XXS can get the job done in one more attempt.
Was one of the fastest Aghanim Scepter pickups on Brewmaster, because usually they do get Urn, Spirit Vessel, not that good lane stage, but after picking up the Aghanim Scepter, we really haven't seen much. It was a Blink Dagger and then a Refresher Orb in the last 25 minutes, so didn't get too much done. I mean, Doom had his number throughout the whole game.
Oh, he sure did. And Collapse now has been given that Refractor Shard, so he can doom the Zeus and the Bristleback. Maybe even another. And a Purge Creep.
Purge Creep against the Bristleback.
That's pretty nifty. Oh, what's that? Gobbled up Ogre. Lands with a thud. The break, the Omni Slash, but the E-Blade and the Creep Wave gonna keep Monet alive. The toss back across. Yatoro just gonna spin. Nothing to stop him. This Juggernaut is alone in the base. He's 1v5 zoning the entirety of Aster.
Still almost 42 minutes until that Aegis is gone, and good Force Staff. They also do have Cookie if necessary. Also Gobble Up about to be ready in 10 seconds. So forcing this split, and meanwhile on the top lane.
Blinks away from Provoker's initiation. They're toying with him now. Primal split ends. He's still got plenty more up his sleeve though. Tier 3 tower down as TSpirit. Again, no rash decisions. They want to very casually break up this high ground with the spins, with the Aegis. They want Aster to be the ones that force the fight. Because we've seen these steals, these resets from TSpirit work perfectly. A gobbled up creep landing into the back of the Bristle. Kisses and the break comes in again. They are making this Bristle very uncomfortable now at half health. Might have to dip back into the fountain, but a toss back for Boka, initiates in onto Yatoro, the Nimbus and the chain start onto the Jug, looking for the kill, gets the first one. Aegis down, but Tiny's about to drop as the Winter Wyvern has to fight back.
Inside Nimbus, the dodge.
He gets the kill, the Juggernaut, the spin and the Force Staff gets him away to safety. Oh, Yatoro away from danger.
They invested everything onto this Juggernaut. Good spell casting there from Aster, and with the healing ward, he's going to be back to full HP.
Back. No, it's Avalanche return to the Tiny. Miposhka on the money once again. And we've spent pretty much all of the buybacks for Aster now.
Collapse is ready to jump in. He did pop the refresher, puts in refresher shard as well, just in case he needs a third doom potentially.
There goes.
Here they go.
Find the bristle. Doom him up, kill him off. Now the move into the Winter Wyvern, and one by one they will crumble. The Doom's on the Brewmaster now, so no splits for you. As Collapse's BKB allows him to run cleanly towards the fountain. The stolen Nimbus and now the coil. But Baboka, he's got other plans, trying to find Toronto Tokyo, who just fake shifts as Juggernaut slices into fountain to force the GG.
What a performance from TSpirit in this game number 1. Game was pretty even 15-16 minutes into the game when Team Aster did put a lot of pressure picking up that Aegis and the